So I want to know, have you ever done these mistakes in content creation and post it on social media? So in this episode, I'm going to explain some of the mistakes in content creation. Why is it a mistake and how to fix that? And if you have listened to the episode 64, where I share my plans on how I would revive my dying social media account. And in this episode, I'm going to update it if the plan works or not, or how is it going, and everything about my plans in the previous episode. So let's begin.
So the real question is this: how would an entrepreneur like us, who literally start from nothing or has limited resources and yet still wants to build an empire, join Ashraf as he answers this big question so you can apply it too? Welcome to Focus on Winning.
Alright, welcome back to the Focus on Winning podcast. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Ashraf. So before we get into the mistakes in content creation that you see on social media, I would like to give you a recap on what my plan was about in the previous episode. So I'm just going to give a short recap or short explanation, whatever you call it. Okay. So in my last episode, which is episode 64, I talk about my plan on how I would revive my dying social media account. So here's my initial plan. So I would go to every potential group, the group that you can get your other client, the group that's where your other client would hang out, right? So I would spend 40 minutes engaging in that group, answering questions, posting questions, liking and giving feedbacks and all that. Just engage in that group, keep engaging for 3 days in a row. Okay, actually, what I did was spending 5 days in a row, but in that plan, I mentioned that I would spend 3 days in a row. But anyway, and that's only what I did in my groups, and that's only what I did in the groups. For regarding the feed, my profile feed, where all my friends are posting about their stuff, right? Their lifestyle posts, their hobby posts, all that stuff. So I also have been engaging it for almost a week, non-stop. I engage, I give some comment, I compliment them, and I answer their questions, say congratulations and all that. And I also reply to my stories. I give some reactions to it, whether it's a love reaction or a thumbs up reaction or maybe heart reaction, right? On all that reactions. So depending on the stories, if it's a meme post, so I'll just give a laughing reaction, right? And all that. Okay, so after I did that for 5 days in a row, and after I give all this comment, engaging and, give some feedbacks to my groups, I would post one question just to make it as engagement posts, the kind of posts that attract people to comment or give some like or reaction and all that, just some short posts that is really intentional for engagement. So I post that in the podcasting group. After sharing that post, I got over 300 comments on that post and also some thumbs ups that I got there. So it was it was really overwhelming engagement that I got, and that was the most comment that I ever got. I never got past 300, but now I got it over 300. Like, wow, that was so awesome. I didn't know how that works, but I've been establishing myself as an expert in that group. So maybe it kind of makes sense for them to engage on that post. I don't know. I don't know. That's what I did. Okay. I've been engaging first, and then after that, after 5 days in a row engaging, I just shared a post. That's it. And when I post that, I got like 300 comments. I add every single one of them so that, I can add them to my friends list and thus increase my friends list because, as I mentioned in the episode 64, my friends list has become less. So I need to fill it up with my ideal clients, right? because I'm using Facebook as my, kind of like a website. So friends list is like a email list or subscriber list, right? So the result of me doing that, I got a lot of things increased, like my friends list got increased, and my stories views also have been increased, and a lot of my comments I have gotten a lot of likes after that. So I can say that most of my plans that I shared in that episode, most of them works. And it's not only for reviving social media account, it also can be used for anyone who start from zero, or for anyone who start from scratch. They want to build their influence, they want to be the go-to expert and have an authority like that, right? If you want to revive social media account, then that strategy works. And if you also want to become an expert and be the go-to authority for your niche, then that also works. Okay, so go check episode 64 if you want to know the detailed plans that I shared there. All right, so back to the topic, which is the mistakes in content creation on social media. All right, so during my engagement time, during my revival time, right, as you can call it, because I'm reviving my account from zero. So, during my revival time, I've been engaging for almost a week, non-stop. As I was engaging, I stumbled across many types of posts. As I was scrolling down, and I saw a lot of posts that talk about their lifestyle, their food they are having, their travel plan, their hobby, their goal. And also I stumbled across the posts that talk about the value thing, like tips and tricks, the strategies and all that. And there was also a pitch post where they talk about the product they are selling, the challenges they are doing, or, the live training, the group they are launching. There were a lot of posts. There were a lot of posts I stumbled across, and I actually replied to most of them. Okay, I did not reply to all of them, but when it comes to all of the posts, I give my reactions, I give my heart, I give my thumbs ups, my laughing reaction, right? So I give every reaction to all of the posts, but only the selective ones can get my comments. Okay, I cannot comment to every one of them because it will be too much time consuming. Although there were a lot of types of posts, there were pitch posts, engagement posts, and this post. And I realized that they were separated by only two elements. They can only have either one of these elements when they share something. Okay, so what these two elements are, right? So the two elements are element of engagement, and another one is the element of attracting buyers. So what do I mean by that? So the type of post that only have the engagement element is like the motivation post, the good morning post, the lifestyle post, right? And all this stuff is just a way to attract people to engage on that post, right? I mean, what's the purpose of sharing good morning posts? Not all people going in the same day, right? I mean, if you post the good morning post on the morning at your side, and in my side it's already at night, so it doesn't really make sense to type back, hey, good morning, right? So yeah, the only thing that attract people to comment on that post is just to bring engagement, bring eyeball to their next post they will be sharing after that. And you need to know, when people post something, they are actually building an audience, whether it's an audience of likes and comments or an audience of buyers. So that's why there are only two elements of the post, whether it's attracting audience of likes and comments or attracting the audience of buyers. And we really want to have these both, because the audience of likes and comments are the one who do the work for us. They are the one who get the eyeballs to the people that haven't engaged on our posts, right? So we need this kind of audience, and we also need an audience that really wants to buy our stuff, because we are doing business, so we can't just have audience of likes and comments, right? And if we only build an audience of buyers, well, it's good, but our posts cannot actually go to more eyeballs. Our posts, whenever we post something, not all people will see that. And so, so we cannot have more buyers if we don't have more eyeballs, right? So we really need this both audience, the audience of likes and comments and the audience of buyers. Okay, so what's the mistake here? The mistake is, I actually have a friends list. One of my, some of my friends lists have this only one element in their post. And the worst thing that could have is the elements of engagement only. Okay, that means every one of their posts is only to attract engagement, it's only to attract likes and comments and all that. And what do I mean by that? I actually check out their posts, and all of their posts is just good morning and motivation. The type of post that quotes from Tony Robbins or Jim Rohn, right? And all these people. I mean, it's okay to post motivation, but if it's too much, then people don't really see your value. And it's okay to post good morning posts, but again, people don't see your value when you post that thing. People only see that, wow, this person is big, because of all these likes and comments. But actually, that's just a myth, okay? Followers does not equal money. Your followers doesn't determine the amount of money you can get. Yes, that's the biggest myth in social media. More followers, more money. No, man. No, baby. That's not how it works in social media. So that's the mistakes I see in one of my friends' posts, because I actually hate that kind of post, but I don't know how I got them in my friends list. Maybe there are some reasons why they are on my friends list, but I don't really remember why. But anyway, we don't want to post engagement only posts. You know what I mean? You need to know how to balance between these two when posting it. Because if it's too much engagement posts, you won't be able to identify which one is your ideal client, and you also wouldn't be able to survive and pay the bills and pay everything that you want, right? Because you're not selling. And the goal for building an audience is to monetize them, is to influence them, to help them, not just attracting likes and comments, okay? Please don't post that too much on your profile, because that just make you as an, quote unquote influencer. We don't want to be quote unquote influencer, the kind of influencer like you see in Instagram with this fancy food or fancy place that they go to, right? We don't want to be that. We want to be an influencer that really influence your audience. You want to be that kind of influencer, right? We want to help people. We want to help our audience. We want to change their life, impact their life, right? We want to be that kind of influencer. So whenever you post something, just so you know that you are actually becoming an influencer, okay? That's one mistake, alright? So another mistake is, if it's too much of a value post, the kind of post that's only give you strategies or tips, or and then at the end of the post you would put your pitch there, or the CTA, the call to action right there. Hey, PM me or to learn more about this, or go to this link and grab the lead magnet that I just created for you. Right? So those are the value posts plus the pitch posts. The value plus pitch, that means you give the strategies of what and why, you tell them the what and the why, and then at the end of the post they are actually pitch you to buy your stuff or to go to their training, which is good. If it's too much of a value post, people won't read it, and when they don't read it, they might not give some reactions, might not engage to that post, and that's bad because your post might only be visible to the people that already engaged in your previous post. And that means you can't expand your reach. You can't get more eyeballs. You cannot get more visitors to your profile. Your engagement might become lower over time due to the overwhelming lesson that you have to share, right? I mean, one time you have to share, all right, hey guys, I just found out that this thing is this thing is that. And another time you have to post something that, hey guys, I just found this cool trick about how to do this thing, right? Yeah, it's good, but sometimes you have to mix it up between the value posts and the engagement posts. So value post is good. There was a guy who actually have a lot of values that he really want to share. I read all of them actually, but he actually just tells stories. He often tells stories on why his product is awesome. He always shares some strategies like 3 simple tricks to double your business revenue or something like that, right? And he actually just shares some stories on how that trick works, and then at the end of the post he put a call to action there to just reach out to him and see if it's a good fit for the program, right? That post actually has not much of an engagement, has not much of comments. I don't know why the reason behind it, but my assumption is maybe because they know that the value post that he is putting out there is just to pitch them to his program. Okay, so that's my assumption. I did not know what's the reason behind that post. Okay, because every post has a reason. You don't just post things for the sake of posting things, right? Did you do that? To me, every time I post something, I would find a reason of why I post this and how this actually benefit me and the others. Okay, it's a win-win situation. So how to actually fix these mistakes? Do not put too much the engagement post, and do not put too much of a value post. The only way to fix this is to mix it up between engagement posts and the value posts. Okay, you have a lot of other things to share. Don't just share your values, share your story, share your lifestyle, share your hobby. Like, what do you do in the weekend, or what do you do in your free time? Do you read book? Do you play badminton, play soccer? Share everything to let them know that you are a human. You also have emotion. Yes, they know that you are a human, but if you often share value posts, they can't really connect with you in a personal level. They only know that you have something to share, but they don't really know who you are, right? They don't know what you like. They don't know if they can relate to you. So this is why you need to mix it up between lifestyle posts. Okay, so what kind of lifestyle posts I'm talking about? It's like you are sharing the food you are eating, or the place that you are traveling, or maybe the activities that you often do in a weekend, right? You eat barbecue. And please do not just post good morning posts, okay? Do not share that. It's okay, first it's cringe, and second it's lame. Okay, it's lame. Why would you post good morning posts? It's only, that kind of posts only attract the kind of MLM people, right? And do not just pitch. Don't just pitch to your product or your live training or group. Tell them why that pitch is awesome. How do you come up with that pitch? Okay, and that's why you have to put some human touch in that post so that you can be relatable to them, right? And the fun fact is, this is actually what I did after I invest in a mastermind. Before investing in a mastermind, I just post everything I know. I just post the memes post and the value post. I did not know what kind of values, so I just share everything I know, and I just share the memes. Yeah, it's good. I got likes and comments. I got kind of like famous for a while after that. But the thing is, they don't really know what I am. Like, they don't know if I'm a student or a worker or an employee. They don't know where I work, how do I spend my time in my free time, and they don't know my behind the scenes of everything that I am doing right now, right? They don't know how I recorded my podcast. They don't know how I speak to my clients and all that. So after investing in Mastermind, I learned that you have to share everything behind the scene, because people really like that, right? People like to see the behind the scene of everything. So there are many types of posts that you can do. So I'm just going to give a quick list of what kind of posts can you share on social media, right? So these are the lifestyle posts, the value posts, good morning posts, pitch posts, motivation posts, or maybe the appreciation posts. The kind of posts where you appreciate your mentor or your family or your friend for doing such amazing thing, right? So there you go, the mistakes and why is a mistake and how to fix that. Alright, if you want to discover more about content creation, audience building, and sales closing, make sure to subscribe to this podcast if you haven't already. So always remember that winners focus on winning. Until then, stay winning.
Hey, thank you for listening. We hope you can implement everything from this episode. And would you like to know more about business strategies and life hacks that you can apply right now? If so, subscribe to this podcast so you can become the best you.